The world watches, yet few dare to speak aloud what some insiders whisper behind closed doors. Donald Trump's health is failing. Slowly, inexorably, the man who once towered over the political landscape is showing signs of physical and mental decay. And now a silent figure has emerged, stepping quietly into a role that no one expected. Melania Trump, his wife, his first lady, his caretaker. It is a story that stretches from the hallowed halls of the White House to the whispers of foreign capitals, from private dinners to the glow of surveillance cameras. Tonight, we unravel the evidence, the sightings, the moments that suggest the unthinkable. Melania may be the anchor holding a once powerful man together as he drifts further into fragility. Segment 1: Public Absences and Subtle Signs. Consider the scene in Paris. A summit of world leaders, a chance to wield influence, and yet Donald Trump is absent. Instead, Steve Withoff, a delegate, represented him for mere minutes before leaving. Trump's participation, a phone call after the meeting concluded. Observers note this is not an isolated incident. Time and again, Trump's public appearances betray a man struggling to maintain coherence. Names escape him, locations confound him, yet he must perform, must appear. And here, emerging from the shadows of protocol and public expectation, is Melania. She is there. Not just physically, but strategically, guiding, clarifying, assisting. She is present where he cannot be alone. Segment 2: The White House window incident. Then there was the video. Strange, fleeting, yet unforgettable. A bag being thrown from a White House window. Trump dismissed it, claiming AI had generated the footage. Windows, he said, are sealed, armored, impossible to open. Yet within his denial lies a curious confession. Melania had wished to open the windows to let in fresh air. Think about that. In the private world of the White House, she sought air, perhaps relief, for a man whose health the cameras cannot fully capture might demand such small comforts. Could the discarded bag symbolize more than mere trash? Perhaps it was a measure of control, a silent act to preserve dignity in a space where normalcy has grown impossible. Segment 3: Dinner with tech leaders. Last night, a dinner attended by tech executives, CEOs of the AI world, leaders whose decisions shape the future. Trump is present, but not fully. Questions are posed to him. Confusion flickers across his face. Words stumble. And then Melania steps in. Her voice clarifies, guides. She is no longer simply a companion. She is the interpreter of reality, the bridge between a man and the world he once commanded. When asked about potential dialogue with Putin, it is Melania who translates the complexity of the question, enabling a response. Observers later would note the subtlety of her guidance. The hand on the shoulder, the whispered prompt so quiet yet so essential. Segment 4: Foreign recognition. Across the oceans, leaders are taking note. Vladimir Putin, in a conversation in May 2025, repeatedly referenced Melania. "We respect your wife. We want to hear more from Melania," he reportedly said, again and again. Zelensky followed suit, publicly thanking her for letters regarding children. A gesture that, while seemingly benign, carries weight in international relations. This is unusual. Diplomacy rarely acknowledges the spouse of a leader as a strategic actor. And yet the pattern is clear. Melania's influence, her presence, her mediation has become indispensable. She is quietly managing what her husband can no longer fully control. Segment 5: AI leadership and national initiatives. Melania's influence extends beyond caretaking. She has taken command of national AI initiatives, including the Presidential National Artificial Intelligence Challenge. Students across the country, from kindergarten to high school, are encouraged to engage with AI applications, from curing disease to advancing energy technology. Her leadership here is not ceremonial. She speaks directly, inspires collaboration, and shapes programs that bridge government, industry, and education. Energy Secretary Chris Wright lauded her as the wisest person guiding these initiatives, a remarkable recognition, given the traditional role of a First Lady. Here is a woman balancing diplomacy, national policy, and personal caretaking, a trifecta rarely seen in American history. Segment 6: Public perception and media. The world watches, reacts, debates. Social media is ablaze with both admiration and derision. Fake images of Melania appear, Vanity Fair covers declaring her the American Queen. Critics mock, supporters cheer. Her presence is undeniable, her influence undeniable, yet shrouded in a strange mystique. Meanwhile, she manages the Trump brand, from ornaments to collectibles. Her name, image, likeness, carefully curated, strategically deployed. Every public gesture, every commercial effort reinforces her dual role, caretaker and figure of influence. Segment 7 Observational Evidence. Cameras capture the subtle interactions that speak volumes. In public events, Melania leans in, whispers guidance, gestures reassurance. She clarifies questions from reporters, ensures Trump remains oriented in a world he sometimes struggles to navigate. Her presence is steady, unwavering, a silent anchor amidst mounting uncertainty. Even routine announcements, particularly regarding AI and education, see her taking the lead. She frames discussions, highlights achievements, and presents herself as a guiding force. In essence, she is caretaking the man, the office, and the legacy. Segment 8 AI Media and narrative. Trump's repeated references to AI dismissing inconvenient videos, claiming technological manipulation, emphasizing futuristic projects, align with Melania's initiatives. AI becomes both shield and stage, a narrative tool that protects her husband while elevating her influence. In this environment, she operates as both mediator and strategist, ensuring the world sees competence and continuity despite her husband's visible decline. Segment 9 Historical Context. Melania's path to the White House has always been unconventional. From modeling in Europe, to navigating an often scrutinized public image, to taking on responsibilities traditionally reserved for advisors, her evolution is striking. She has transformed from observer to actor, from spouse to caretaker, from ceremonial figure to strategic influence. Recognition follows speculation. Public discourse now entertains her potential for accolades. Even the Nobel Peace Prize, underscoring her growing perception as someone who wields both tangible and intangible influence. Segment 10 Closing Analysis. The evidence paints a clear picture. Melania Trump is serving as more than a first lady. She is a caretaker, a guide, an interpreter, a diplomat, and a leader. Her presence mitigates the effects of her husband's declining health, ensuring he remains functional on the world stage. She manages appearances, mediates conversations, and influences policy initiatives, roles historically unimaginable for someone in her position. As the world watches, Melania continues her silent revolution, holding together a man, a family, and perhaps even the image of leadership itself. This is more than political theater. This is personal care, strategy, and influence intertwined in a way rarely witnessed before. Final scene narration with reflection. The White House may never admit it publicly. The cameras may never fully capture it. But step back, observe closely, and the truth is visible. Melania Trump has stepped into a role that no one else can fill. In the quiet moments, in the whispered guidance, in the leadership of initiatives, she is the caretaker of a president who is slowly becoming a shadow of his former self. And in this delicate balance, history is quietly being written, not by the man in decline, but by the woman who quietly holds the pieces together.